Well, hello there, beautiful people. In this episode, I want to show y'all this little guy right here, which is a conversion that I did for one of my clients, Mr. Robert Hellner. He sent me this little robot. It is the Remco robot, if you remember the Remco of the 1960s that came out based on a Lost in Space, original Lost in Space robot. And of course, that little Remco robot was also used in The Mechanical Men, which is on season 2, which was very interesting. But this is, if you look at it, I'm not exactly sure. It looks like Spanish writing on it. What I actually did, this thing, from what I understand, used to light up. It used to have lights. It used to, I think, make sound of some kind. Of course, those little gizmos, electronics and stuff, has long since passed away because of age and stuff like that. They were shot. But so I had completely taken this thing apart, taken him apart, and put in the Starling Technologies Life Force unit, which Stan over at Starling, he has a Life Force unit for the regular B-9 robot for the 1/6 scale Mobius robot B-9, and he has fixed it up to where it would work on a Remco if you wanted to converge your Remco into a talking...
Danger, Will Robinson. My power cells are extremely low.
into a talking little robot. You can with his system, but I will show you. There were a couple of things on this thing that I had to do that were kind of a few little things that were broken and things that I had to replace and just kind of make up to kind of somewhat semi-restored, I guess you could call it. Not really. Paint job was not wanted on this model, just putting in electronics and making it look a little bit better. Let's get checking him out and see what we got here. Okay, so the first thing I guess I will tell you what I did was I replaced the claws. The one claw was broke, one was fine, but one claw was broken, so I took them both claws, what was left of them, off, and I replaced them with these new ones right here. And this was just plastic, made out of plastic that I made just little claw things and painted them up, make them look pretty decent. They are removable, so when I ship this thing out, they will be removable so they won't be broken when he receives them, and all he's got to do is just pop them in place like that. Simple as that. And so to turn this thing on, I got this power pack. I made this, actually just made it from scratch. And because this thing doesn't come with a power pack, and it requires a power pack thing to power this thing up. So if you see, there's a magnet back here, and then you've got a reed switch right here, just like on the Mobius 1/6 Starling kit. And the magnet activates the reed, kind of like a switch, and he turns him on. And then you pull the power pack out, and he turns off. Just like the real robot.
Oh, Dr. Smith, shh. You have made an incorrect statement. Either rectify it or I...
You disconnected his power pack.
Let me put him back in there. Sort of like that. And the mouth, what I did with the mouth, I had to cut it out completely right here. This was just a plastic piece with ridges on it, so I cut that out. And I replaced it with a styrene plastic. I think it's .020, maybe .010. I'm not sure. It may have been thinner. But it had to be thin so his light could come through when he talks, like when I do this now.
It is Dr. Smith who is a bubble-headed booby.
And so what I did was I just took a plastic sheet and I put very thin, very fine strips of Tamiya tape across it, going all the way down this plastic. And then after I got all the way down, I went back up and I took off every other strip, and then I painted the sheet. And then once I took off the other strips, I came up with this little design right here, which mimics pretty decently his mouth, what it would be when he talks.
Danger! My sensors indicate an intruder is present.
Also down here, he's powered by 3 AAA batteries right here through a battery pack. So what I had to do is I had to cut this hole out right here. I had to just bore that out. And then I made a little chamber back in there so as I could place my battery pack in there, and it would be flush with the bottom. That way when you put it on its wheels, it won't be scratching up against the batteries. And then I also had to fix these wheels right here, because this wheel housing right here, it looked like somebody had already tried to epoxy it and it had come loose. So I did some things like with toothpicks as braces, and then when it came time to glue these two halves together, the wheel housing halves, and it kind of used the toothpicks sort of like as pegs. And then you've got a reed here another reed. And this is for what I'm going to do is take a magnet. So I'm going to take this little magnet right here, and I'm going to put it right on that reed. So you see that? Turns the mechanical sounds on. It's pretty cool that Stan gives you that option to be able to do that. And then I don't want the mechanical sounds, say they're annoying or give me a headache or whatever. Take them off. So like that. And the chest plate, what I did was I made a light box for the chest plate, as you can see in the photo. There's little brains here, as you can see, the little brains up here. I had to just make that completely because it didn't even have brains whatsoever.
Oh, I'm a failure because I haven't got a brain.
Stan gives you a shrink tube to use for the finger lights. And he also gives you that for the Mobius kit, but it also works for the Remco version, or whatever this version is. You can see those lights coming through. Let me turn this light off so you can see. Yeah, you can see those little lights coming through. This thing's pretty old, very old. So the dome, the bubble is yellowing. That's pretty much all there is to this thing. The little greebles and stuff that this thing used to have. Of course, that stuff is all shot now. It's shot. And this is the old speaker for it. This sort of told me how old that this thing is. So you can see this. This is a filament bulb. This is not an LED. This is a bulb. It looks like it's in pretty good shape, too, from what I'm looking at. I don't think it's blown or anything. But they don't make stuff like this no more. So they're telling me that this thing, I reckon, was made in the 60s, maybe the 70s. I'm not sure. And then this looks like tape of some kind. I'm not exactly sure what this was. But, yeah, it's just old school stuff. And you had this little push button right here that went here, and I put a little plate there to cover the hole where the push button was. There's a little hole about like that big. And put it right there and painted it up and made it look nice and decent. But that is pretty much all there is with this little Remco robot, I'm thinking. I'm not sure what it was, but pretty interesting. And so if you don't mind sitting here listening to, 17 phrases, I will go through all the phrases that he says on this kit. And this is the same kind of kit that you would get on the Starling 1/6 scale robot B-9. So whatever you hear on here, on this thing, you'd get on the 1/6 scale. So always starts with that.
Warning, warning, danger, danger. My sensors indicate an intruder is present. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. My power cells are extremely low. Dr. Smith is incapable of telling the truth. Sorry, I was just clearing my tapes. You and I are friends, Will Robinson. Destination Earth is my place of origin. The Robinsons are no longer my responsibility. They are no longer my family. Dr. Smith has rejected me most of all. I will go now. I have located Chariot. Chariot is in motion. You're probably suffering a guilty conscience. I'm referring to our last conversation when you insulted me. My memory banks retain the information. You must apologize. My sensory units tell me you are very unhappy. Is there anything I can do? Current programming requires that I maintain this fixed position. In the event birds seek to steal from our garden, I am to scare them away. Dr. Smith, the father. Dr. Smith, the mother. It does not compute. I knocked off some of the bearded one's ears to please the youth. He sure is a dandy. Compliance, not possible. All systems preempted. Fixed position must be maintained. Command system of matter transfer unit incompatible with man-made command system. It is Dr. Smith who is a bubble-headed booby.
And it goes right back down the list. You can also get the kit to where you can put your own sounds, your own phrases in there if you want to. You can check that out if you want to. It's pretty cool. But I'll put a link in the description to the Starling Technologies Life Force unit if you want to. Now, if you wanted to get something for a Remco, you'd have to email Stan and get that by request, because I don't think he sells that on his website. Alrighty, y'all, I guess that's gonna do it for this little Remco conversion reveal. He's a nice little Remco. I don't think he's quite a full authentic Remco. I think he's a foreign version somehow. I'm not sure, but anyways, it's really cool. And if y'all please be sure and check out Starling Technologies products. His robot B-9 light sound kits they're amazing, and he's got other kits that are just amazing stuff. So y'all please be sure and go and check him out. I'll put a link in the description below so you can check his stuff out if you like. And Mr. Hellner, I really do hope you enjoy him. I guess I will let y'all go, and I will see y'all on the next episode. The next episode, we are going to be continuing on the Jupiter 2 build. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a good time getting that thing done. We've already got a lot of stuff done, but we're going to get some more stuff done. Until I see y'all again, y'all please stay safe, take care, keep modeling, and I'll see you soon. Take care.